Shut up and sit down.
Hello folks, Colin here, Festa 67's workshop. Welcome to issue 115 of Build the 1967 Mustang Eleanor from the movie Gone in 60 Seconds, brought to you by our good old mates over at Fanhome. Now, if you'd like to grab this for yourself and build one of these along with me, pop over to their website. There's a clickable link in the description below. And you too can be building this iconic car. So what are we up to this week? We are continuing the build of the display 4-post lift for the Eleanor to sit on. So if you're doing the premium edition of the subscription, this is what you'll end up doing at the very end of the build. So we're going to be doing another leg on it, front right leg. So we'll be doing that, putting it all together, couple of screws, assembling it to the base plate, and this is what we're going to end up with at the end of this video, folks, okay? Recovering the spirit there, it says there, this is the beautiful Eleanor, behind the scenes stuff about the movie, when it was shot, all the stuff that was going on in the background. Gives you all the blurbage on that. Filming locations there, gives you all of the different areas around the country that the film was made in. More on the filming locations there, looking all rather spectacular there. On about where Eleanor's famous jump was done. Cars with women's names is Karen, and it's a 1972 Stutz Black Hawk. Look at that. There's a thing and a half in it. Absolutely. Big luxury interior there. Loads of blurb on it. Big external pipes along the side. It was fashionable back then. You then got a 71 Citroen SM called Patty. Car of its era, very space-age looking cars, weren't they, the Citroens back then? Quite an elegant looking thing, really. Loads of information on it there. And then you've got classic Mustangs, is the 2022 Mustang Mach-E, and there's a data sheet on it there. So there you go. That's the magazine done, so we'll put that to one side. We'll bring out our parts and we'll start a bit of assembly for you. So that's how it arrives, folks, issue 115. So we'll just open that up. Right, let's grab our screws. Nice and simple, folks. We're only putting a couple of screws in. We'll grab a bit of oil. Drop that on there, let that work down the thread. We then get this, we've got 3 holes here that correspond with these pegs. Line that up like so. And then we're going to be putting the screws in right above my thumb just there. Won't fully tighten it just yet till I've got the second screw in. And then we can drop that one in as well. Just like so. So that's that in situ. Looking rather splendid, eh? So we'll go ahead now and we'll do part number 116, folks, okay? And again, we're just going to be putting on these bits and pieces on the front here, on the ramp, putting the cover on the back there, and then we'll be coming along, putting the runners in on the back of the leg there, like so, and this is what we're going to end up with at the end of that stage, okay? So we'll do that now, and then this is going to do what it done before and come up on there, like so. And then we can screw that in situ just like so. And then bring the next one up. And that will complete that side then. So that's that done. So we can now put that to one side and not worry about it just yet. We can now grab our runner, line that up. And that goes in there with these two little notches go against here. So it can only go in the one way. And that is going on with DS02 screws. So let's grab them, throw the spare in out of the way. And then the usual bit of oil. Straight in there like so. And we'll start putting these in. I'll start off in the corner there. Might as well fully home these. Just work your way along. I tend to zigzag them, just my own personal preference. No real reason. Pop that in, just like so. Now these are our last screw, just going in the top corner there. So that's that done. We can now come back and look at kit number 117. And we're going to be doing the slip plate to the left runway rear part and then fit it to the rear cross beam of the 4-post lift. Okay, so all of that gubbins is going in there. Okay, just like so, putting it all together and then clipping it in place. So we end up with two legs like so, okay? So that's what we're going to be doing. Get all of those. That's the first part we're going to want. I'll shove that round that way. We'll get this piece opened up. Like so. And that's going to go in with PS05 screws. So let's open those all up and get those all sorted out. PS05s. Nice lot of those. We'll leave the DSs for a minute. Pop them in with the two pegs into the rectangles like so. And that will drop that in. Let's grab one of those and some oil. And then we can fit that in place. Let's turn that around so you can see what I'm doing. And we're going in there. I've got finger pressing on the back there, just to hold the back in place whilst I'm putting the screw in. And then we'll put the second screw in on the opposite side. Just like so. And that's that done. We then want 117C, which is that, and 113C. So let's grab that. So we want that piece. That's then going to go down in there with the two pegs. So you've got the two pegs there, lining up in there, and then this screw hole going over there, okay? Just like so. That's what you want. And that's getting secured then with a PS05 screw as well. So let's grab you. And get you done. Just like that. go. So that's you in situ. We then want to grab our two end pieces and drop the spring in situ. So let's line you up the correct way round. These are going in like so, and the spring is going in the middle of them. Okay, so that's what we want. So that's what we'll do. I'll shove you in there like that. That's then going to go in there with the piece over the top of it. And that's going in with PS5 screws as well. So I can see there's been a little bit of a test fit. So let's get this all lined up. Pop you in first. And then I'm going to hook the second one in that way. Like that. Just for my own preference. Then I can put a PS05 screw in. Which is why I've got a vice-like grip on it. Because we don't want that to happen. I'm going to put a screw right in the bottom corner. And then I'm going to put one right in the top left corner. A bit of oil on you. Now I should be able to rest it just like that. Cool. Now we can put the others in. I'll do my diagonals on this. Send you in there. Don't over tighten these either, folks, because we are going into plastic, don't forget. Pop you in there. Now we can start putting in the other screws quite happily now, because we've got both ends of that diagonally held, so it's not going to fall apart on us now. He says optimistically. I can close that side completely, I think. I know it's done then. Just putting my finger on the back there. Give that a little bit of a tweak. I'm not putting any undue pressure on the casing. Then we can come along and do that one. And then last but no means least, the one on the bottom left corner. Right down in there. There's got my little finger poking through there at the back. And that's that now in place, and that should now give us that latching mechanism. Okay, so that's that done. We then want to grab some DS02 screws. So let's grab you. Let's pop you over there. And we want to put this plate then on the other section. So let's put a bit of oil on one of these in anticipation. And we'll drop that in place. So you're coming in there and drop in just in there like that. Here's what we want. As this goes together, it is a very, very sturdy piece of equipment. I suppose it needs to be with the weight of the car it's holding. So they are a substantial stand. There you go. So that's that in place. We then got one of these to build on the other side. Okay, next. So that's that stage done. So I'm happy with that. And that should now leave us with kit number 118, which is this assembly. All right, so let's get this open. Now we're going to have some parts that we're going to be keeping safe at the end of this issue. So keep the bags, because you're going to need them. And what we're going to be doing is popping this plate on with a couple of the PS5 screws. So we'll be doing that. And then the rest of it we're going to keep in the bag, the other packets of screws and these fittings. So let's bag them back up. We're using those, so let's take two of those out. Grab you. And then the rest of this we're going to be keeping in a safe place. Like so. Along with you. I'll then go sideways into this bag, just so that it doesn't fall out. And then that will go in the box of goodies. But this is staying in until it's built. Like so. So I can keep that in safe storage. Grab a bit of oil. Like so. Same as we did before. Rectangles. Press that then fully into place. And then we'll put the screw to retain that plate in place, folks. Just like so. And that's that piece done. So we've got quite a bit done there today on the rent. Got loads of different bits and pieces all assembled. So don't forget, folks, if you'd like to grab this for yourself and build this along with me, the car and the base, etc., then head over to the Fanhome website. There's a clickable link in the description below. And you too can be building this wonderful, wonderful partwork. Also, to help me out, you can click little fester in the corner there and subscribe to the channel. Keeps the channel alive. Ring the bell whilst you're there and select all to get notified of upcoming video content. In the meantime, thanks so much for coming in and keeping me company. I really do appreciate it. Until next time, remember to like and hype the video. Stay safe and well. Goodbye for now.